Hey guys, welcome back to another layout update. So it's been about 10 months since the last one, and I've been really busy trying to get some stuff done around the layout, so I actually have something to show you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. And as you can see right off the bat, I've got all the cork laid for the old new yard. I got some Pico switches all set out there so I can finally start laying down track, and I've sort of been reworking ballast and all sorts of track work all around the layout. Still haven't done anything here, but I have done some ballast work on the outside one and making it look a little better. And moving on down here, as you can see, I've got some quite a bit of scenery work done. I got a neat little scene area that I've been working on here. Got to get some pylons because, you can't have a truck out there working without pylons.
This is one of the new Walthers ones that you can actually decal to whatever road you want. So I just got to make a couple modifications to make all these boxes back here red, as they usually are on CN equipment. Also got this barrier installed. That was a fun challenge. A new grade crossing that the locomotives can clear, because I originally installed one that was too high, but I wasn't running trains over it, so I didn't really care. But anyway, moving on down here. I haven't done too much in this area, so I've turned the bottom half of the Y into a industry. So yeah, this is going to be the upholstery factory. Finally, glad I got a building for this one. I'm going to paint these things up, and they'll basically be good. Just run some plumbing between it, and possibly put some scaffolding up here to unload tank cars, or at least get on the top of tank cars. Moving on down here, I got most of the parking lot done. I'm going to have that trying to transition over to a concrete or a gravel or whatever. Not quite sure what yet. But yeah. Moving on down here, I got the Osborne grade crossings installed. I got two here. I'll just move these coal cars out of the way. They look pretty good. They're not illuminated, but they do look good to me. And I have done a lot of work all the way down here. Sorry for how dark it is, but it's especially looking really dark right here, considering I've actually spray painted this yard, but the ballast kind of does help bring some of that back, and I do plan to put some lighting up here. So I'm glad I finally got a second yard going, and I've also got a new, really hard to see, but I got a new panel here, so I can use the controller without it being like I just have to leave it sitting here because it doesn't reach much farther. But anyway, moving on to some new stuff I've gotten, some various stuff at train shows. See if I can get the brightness to change here. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Anyway, so those are two new coil cars I got from Red Caboose. They're Chicago South Shore freight cars. Sorry, coil cars. South Shore Freight. They're really nice cars. I've never actually owned anything by Red Caboose. Also down here, I got two LBF High Cube box cars. And in the middle of my coal consist, I have another LBF stuff all the way here. Coal porter. It's fairly similar to the existing ones I have, but that's just to continue building up the coal fleet. I've got a decent train coming along. I've got 4 loaded Atlas cars, and I've got 1 LBF car that isn't built, but that'll be on the layout soon enough. But anyway, moving on over to the workbench, I'll show you guys some of the stuff I got going on there. So, I got 4 projects kind of on the go here. Oh, actually, sorry, I got a bunch of projects on the go here. This is a Pacific Rail System CP Rail bathtub coal car. A third LBF Wisconsin Central High Cube box car. Got it at the same time as the other ones.
4 GP9s. The fourth is back there. Right here. So yeah, 4 GP9s on the go right now. Starting off from the end down here, this was a trade with Awesome Railfan. I'm reworking the frame currently to work a little better. This is a Caslo that I'm slowly working on. That's actually quite a complicated kit, but it's actually really nice, so definitely looking forward to how that's going to come out. A Kato GP9 that's been modified. This nose is actually custom, and the cab is from an MLW unit. As you can see, it's got the cab is very different from hold on. It's very different from the other two units. And then last but not least, I have this Kit Bash one I've been working on for some time. This is a Proto 2000 frame, Athearn Blue Box long hood, and a random company I can't remember the name of for the cab. But I got some stuff to rework. This has probably been the more extensive kit bashes I've ever done so far, where I've had to add these little step things on the side here. There we go. As well as, like, I had to do that on both sides of the front. I had the ditch lights. But the cab actually was missing a detail, so I kind of had to put that box there, and it does look off, and this is something I'm going to keep working on and make it pretty well perfect. As perfect as I can get it. The reflective striping's kind of shifted before I got the dull coat on it, so I got to rework that, but it's a nice engine. I still got to add some of the numbering to the number boards, as well as rework the grill covers there, because on the CN prototypes they're actually removed and they're just the filters that are left there. Otherwise, on these prototypes, it'll just look like that. So I'm going to cover that up with that, and all that is on the other side here is just a spray painted screen door, and it looks fairly close. I mean, they're fairly similar locomotives, apart from this one having the spark arresters and this one just being straight exhaust. Another engine I've got on the go here is another CN prototype, but not one that really lasted all too long. This is what's called a sweep. Some of you may recognize it, some of you may not. They're scratching your heads going, what the heck? Now, a little history on this engine. CN actually took the long hoods off of their GP9s and fitted it to the SW1200s to make the SW1200 RM, or sweep for short. And because it had the cooling system, which was supposedly better, but apparently it flunked. There were, I think, 14 of these units ever made. I think one is still in operation down in the States. But I just thought nobody has actually really made these, and I've never actually seen too much of these, so I thought I'm going to go ahead and try and make one of these myself. Some of the things I've done is I've removed the center fan here, as well as added the number boards on the front here. That's kind of the CN kind of SW1200 thing. And oh, there we go. As well as adding the belt on the end of the long hood. But anyway, the last couple things I got to do this to get it fitted to the frame, and then I can paint it, is I have to change up these windows on the front here. So these large ones up at the top here are actually split into two. If you actually look up some CN prototypes, they are a fairly unique locomotive. And last but not least, a new locomotive I've got, and there's a few others I've got that I can't remember, is my new Intermountain ET44 AC for Canadian National. This has got the ESU lock sound, and this is a beast of a locomotive. I know there's a lot of controversy out there between the scale trains and the Intermountains. In all honesty, I don't care. I like some of the detail Intermountain did, like the working brake tensioner Like it's an actual spring, not split into two, and the paint's better on the Intermountains, but that's just my personal opinion. My favorite thing about this engine, though, would have to be the fact of how much I paid for it, which is $200. Don't ask me how. I just found out at a train show, and it's a brilliant unit. But anyway, guys, that's pretty well it for this layout update. Sorry, SD40-2 I'm working on for CN. There we go. That is fairly well it for this layout update, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.